brother was murdered just for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was hit around the head with a sign and died from multiple brain hemorrhages and facial fractures. It was an unprovoked attack. Basically, they'd been drinking all day and they were just looking for a fight. They should have been in prison because essentially they were ticking time bombs, and they had been involved in many instances of assault before this. Some of the blame lays with some of government's policies. It rewards bad people for good behaviour, whereas people that abide by the law all the time don't get noticed, they blend into the background. Since the murder of my brother, I've met with ministers from the Home Office to try and discuss ways to improve the situation with violent crime, and I've been always unsatisfied with the response I've got. So I've decided to come here today to the Centre for Social Justice and meet with the people that actually do some of the policies that then go to government.
The Centre for Social Justice is an independent think tank. It was set up by Ian Duncan-Smith. I am the senior researcher for the youth justice work we're doing. We're looking at the whole of the youth justice system, so we're sort of looking at things from why do young people commit crime and how do we prevent it.
The main guy that did most of the damage to my brother had several ASBOs against him, and they kept saying, if you do things again, you're going to go to prison, you're going to go to prison. But he was always let off with things like anger management or community service.
We really need to be asking why these ASBOs are not working, and actually, is the threat of a prison sentence valid? For some of these young people, prison isn't really an effective deterrence or threat because, you know, they're worried of sort of being 6 feet under because of gang violence or sort of violence from other young people.
The courts have been told to try not to send people to prison unless it's absolutely essential because of a lack in prison space and also the amount of money it costs the government to keep a prisoner per year.
I don't think that they're not sort of actually sending people to custody because of ASBOs because of problems with prison numbers. When you look at the figures, prison is very, very ineffective. I mean, the recent figures, I think 74% of young people who came out of prison reoffended.
From my past research, prisons are very much like hotels. You get free education, you get better food than our elderly and infirm people get in hospitals.
Do you think it's too
easier.
soft?
I do.
I don't actually think that that's the reality. I think that's a misconception. They may have PlayStation in prisons, but it's not something that they go on all day or they can go on whenever they want. It's, given as a reward when they've behaved well. And actually, you need to look at why these people are committing crime and addressing the causes for that, which is why you really need, really good provision in prisons. But I also think what is really key, is that I think a lot of people, they might have this great support when they're in prison, but they actually fall off the cliff when they are out, because what you really need is the continuity of that support.
I agree with when she says that a lot needs to be focused on education and rehabilitation. The thing that I don't agree on so much, and I think it'd be very difficult to get me to change my mind, is the fact that prison doesn't work. And in my mind, prison would work if it was a harsher place to be and people feared going there more. At the end of the day, if you've been warned once and you do it again, or you've been warned twice and you do it again, then that's fair. Then you should get sent down. If Lloyd's killers had been in prison, then what happened to my brother would not have happened.